How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Excited. Very, very, very nice. Thank you so much for the opportunity,
Thank
and
you.
we hope that we enjoy.
Me too. Always. Always
Okay.
enjoy working with you.
Very nice. So I don't know, were you able to explain a little bit to anybody like what ShareNest is? Do you want me to talk?
I have not, so if you want to go ahead.
Sure, absolutely. So how's everybody doing? So my name is Joseph, right? I'm the founder of ShareNest, which is a two-sided marketplace for online volunteering, right? We pretty much revolutionizing the way volunteer happens. And instead of you having to chase volunteer opportunities, the volunteer opportunities chase you. Very simple. You create a profile in our platform saying, my name is, Joseph, and I just want to share an hour of my great talents that, I'm a strategic business person to nonprofit related to education. And boom, that's all I need to do. I just raise my hand and I say, I'm willing to help out. And then all the nonprofits contact me. So it's a very, very easy way for people to give back. And I think in a times like this, right, the world has never had so many people wanting to help and so many people needed help, right? And I think one of the most, beautiful ways that we thought about, you know, bringing this idea to the world was to get influencers and experts and celebrities to share with us and share to the world a little bit of their talent, because at the end of the day each one of us has a unique talent, right, that we can bring to the world. And if we're busy, at least just giving an hour of our time back, the world will be a much better place, right? So Catalina is here with us for the reason. She's volunteering her time with us. So thank you for doing that. It's amazing. And one of the things that we wanted to hear from you, I think, in this chat that would be amazing. And you just graduated from Miami Dade, right? And there you were very involved in volunteerism. You were, I think, the president of Rotaract. Tell us a little bit about why. Like, why did you decide to volunteer? Why was it really important for you?
So, well, thank you for having me and for doing this with me. We've known each other for a while now. We work together at MDC, doing all the planning for the Rotaract service activities. And to answer your question, well, I think service is something that comes from within. I think that if you have that little bug in you of wanting to give more, you have it and you've had it forever. But I also think that you can develop it. So no matter what stage in your life you are in, you can always decide to, okay, I want to do it now. But for me, it was, I've always had it in me. And as soon as I got here to the US, I wanted to start doing it. So in high school, I was the president of the Rotaract Club. And then in MDC, I became president of Rotaract as well. So that's kind of how, because in my life, I always want to be involved with service.
Oh, sorry, that's something I got disconnected here. That's amazing. So, but why does it matter to you? Like, what was the biggest lessons that you got from volunteering, from giving back, that has really shaped you who you are today?
Yeah, so I'd say I'm a person who feels a lot of empathy, and being able to help others who I know are struggling is one of the best gifts I could have had given myself, right? Because when you're giving others, but you're also giving to yourself and to your spirit, and you're helping other people. There's no better feeling than helping someone else. So I do it because I want to help other people live a better life. I consider myself a very fortunate person, and it's my duty to give back to others who have not been perhaps as fortunate as me.
That's amazing. Very, very cool. And I'm sure I can see in some of your posts and everything that you're a very positive person, and you try to bring the message across, in the different posts that you do. How were you able to really stay positive throughout the quarantine, and what did you do?
Well, that's a trick question, right? Because it's not easy, and quarantine has been so long that I'm sure we've all had our roller coasters, including myself. But I think it's more about pushing yourself and breaking that wall, because sometimes when you get stuck in a place, you can't get out. And that's when you need to rely on your support systems, on the people who love you and who you love, to support you and to help you break that wall. Because I think sadness is kind of a wall that you need to break down. And once you're through and it's over and you feel relieved and happy. But you definitely have to break that wall first.
So any tool or any cool thing that you have used that somebody else has taught you, like that you
Well,
can share?
Yeah, so I I am lucky enough to have a pool in my building, and they opened it up, and I never realized how lucky I am to have a pool until I didn't have it, right? So recently, whenever I'm not feeling well, I have a tub day, I go and I just take a dip in the pool, even if it's 9 p.m., and it really helps me. So I've been doing that. I've also been doing my daily workouts, which I stopped, but I will be starting again in July. Um, and working out just really helps. Even if you're not outside, you can always open a window and get some fresh air. And yeah, I think it's really important to work out, get some fresh air, go for a walk, talk to your loved ones, talk to people outside of your immediate circle as well, because it's hard being inside with everyone for so long.
Okay. And do you know anybody, any one of your friends or somebody outside that you have seen that have done anything that was like also super cool to stay motivated? They're like, oh my God, I wish I could have done that. Or I also invite people to try that.
Yeah, so I have a friend who's learning another language, and I thought that was pretty interesting.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. I have another person who just took it as a relaxation vacation, basically quarantine, to reset for what's to come, because we're definitely living in hard times. And I think you have the two perspectives, right? The perspective of I want to do more to better myself, and I need to stop doing so much to better myself. And I think it's really important to see both sides and to see what fits you the most.
Amazing. So if you were to say it, what was the thing that you have learned the most in the quarantine? And I know you're now going to a new university, new life, new, probably goals. How has the quarantine shaped you, and all these different motivation tools that you have used have built it to your next step?
So I think patience is a big one. I've learned, and I keep learning, to have patience with myself, with even if it's a website that won't load, to just give it time
Right,
and
so
leave and come back the next day, because there's just things that you can't change. So it's really important to be patient.
okay, amazing. And what do you recommend for people that are going through this process alone, that they really don't have the support system that you mentioned that is so important? Do you have any advice for them?
Yeah, so I think a lot of times we don't have a direct support system with us, but I think we're very lucky to have social media. I think by meeting people online, it might not be the traditional way, right? But it definitely becomes a big part of your life, especially if you're alone. There are so many activities with influencers, with celebrities, live concerts online that you can attend to. You can just call a friend and tell them, FaceTime me and we go to this together. Or you go to it alone. I went to a museum in Spain this quarantine.
Oh,
Um,
wow, that's amazing.
yeah, which was pretty cool. So I think take advantage of the opportunities that you have now that you didn't have before.
Okay. And I'm sure that you're going to use a lot of this motivation and your positivity to your career as your journalist. Maybe share a little bit your process of deciding that, right? How these unique talents that you have within, and I think that motivation is one of them, have helped you to decide, your career, and have helped you to decide how to express your voice.
Well, so I always knew I wanted to be a journalist, and I always tell this story since I was a little girl. But then when I got to high school, I realized that I don't want to be sitting down on a desk my entire life. That's really not what I enjoy. And I really like people. So then I discovered broadcast journalism, which is a whole different side of journalism, um, in which you are more in direct contact with people, going to places, interviewing people. And I discovered my passion. And I also really love public speaking. I enjoy it. I like motivating people around me. I like spreading my own happiness. And I think it's something that I do, but that also gives a lot to me. It gives a lot back to me, because it's kind of like I motivate people, and when I see them motivated, that motivates me
You get
more.
motivated.
Yeah, so it's really nice.
That's funny, it's like very similar to what ShareNest is all about, right? Our slogan is "You get what you share," because
Mm-hmm.
we truly believe that when you're bringing value to society, it's not only the people that you're helping that are getting benefits, you're the one that is getting probably the most benefit. You know, so it's very special that you were able to discover that at such a young age. Now, for the people that they're not don't have this so clear, right? And I think that you were blessed to really have had this certainty and this, right, this, oh, I really know. For the ones that don't, what do you recommend them to do in order for them to find their passion, their motivation, right? Because I think today, like, life has really shifted. Especially, I was talking to somebody today about the Gen X, right? And he was really saying that we're so moved by purpose. We're so moved by doing things that we are connected to, right? That we're motivated for. So how can you, what's your advice for people that haven't found that yet?
Get involved. I mean, look at Shareness. It's something where I personally used it, and you can choose what you like to do, what you're good at. And then that kind of gives you a path towards certain opportunities, certain organizations available for you who has those specific passions. So I think getting involved is super important, especially if you're trying to find your path, because you don't know where you're going to end up. So the best thing to do is to try it out until you find it.
Amazing. And very cool. So you were in college. Tell us a little about how did you get involved, right? So what was the process of finding the organizations? I know that you became the president of not only one but multiple, right, clubs. I think, right? I'm correct, or?
Well, no. I was president of one club, and then
Okay.
I
But
was
involved in many.
Yeah, I was involved in many. Yeah.
Got it. So
But
what was the process?
one.
Okay.
It was really busy.
So how's the process of finding it? Why did you choose the clubs that you chose, and how did you move from just a regular, you know, I guess member to president?
Yeah, so I knew I wanted to be involved in Rotaract right away because I had been involved in Interact. And for those who are not familiar with that, Interact and Rotaract are part of Rotary International, which is the big organization. So Interact is for high school, and then Rotaract is for college. And I just wanted to continue on the road with Rotaract. I did not know I would become president. I was really hoping. But yeah, I think it was more about being involved, and because when you enjoy something, you want to do it. So I enjoyed going to those activities. So I wanted to go and do more and do more and go for more. So I think it was more about it just happened than saying, oh, I want that, I'm going to make it happen.
Amazing. Very exciting. So what's next for you in your life? I know you're moving to a different school. Yeah. How was the choice, and why did you choose where you're going, and what are your ambitions?
Well, I'm going to Emerson College.
Amazing.
Yeah, for journalism, for broadcast journalism. And although I'm not sure if I'll be involved in more service organizations on campus, because I'm not sure if there's a Rotaract there, I always want service to be a part of my life. It's because it is a part of my life that fulfills me and that contributes to who I am and to my inner happiness and my well-being. So whether or not I'm involved in it in school or in my job or anything, it will always be a side of me that I want to do and to keep working on.
Okay, very nice. And how did you decide to go to that school, or why?
Well, it was my first choice school, and I always say I got really
wow, you're like blessed. Everything is like boom, boom, boom. I know, and it's great that I have it. That's awesome.
Yeah, well, it's a lot of hard work, but I was also very lucky. I'm going because I think it's a great school for my career, and I was awarded a scholarship, so I had to take the opportunity, and I had to challenge myself, and even though it's scary, because it is, I'm definitely really happy and looking forward to it.
It's amazing. And do you think that the motivation that you have is attached a lot with the hard work that you put in, like to keep yourself busy is a way to find motivation somehow? No, because I know that there's a lot of people now depressed. I don't know if you saw the numbers, but there's more people than ever searching for psychologists, and more people than ever searching for, pills like this. These industries are skyrocketing, and it's because they're home doing nothing pretty much, right? So, and you're talking here with so much passion and the different things that you do. So do you think that keeping yourself busy has definitely helped you within this process?
100%. I think you're 100% right with that. But I think it's also a two-way street, right? Motivation helps you. Being motivated is what fuels your hard work, and seeing the fruits of your hard work is what motivates you, right? And I think it gets to a point where sometimes your hard work doesn't have fruits right away, and that's when you have to strengthen that motivation to just keep going and just keep going and keep pushing, because fruits will come out eventually. But it's about keeping yourself busy, keeping yourself, and yeah, being busy really helps you not wonder of, not think about your troubles. You're busy, you're entertained, you're doing something, your day will go by faster. You'll be, I don't know how to say it. When you're busy, it kind of fuels you. Doing things gives you more fuel to do more things the next day.
Amazing. Yeah, I know there's. I was talking to somebody the other day that he says, it's even delicate how to choose to stay busy in the quarantine, right? Because there's so much news that you can be reading and being busy and all that. And I think from everything that you have shared, I noticed that your choices of how to be busy were also very important. I think was all about growth and all about taking you to the next level. Share a little bit about that. Like how did you choose your schedule within the quarantine to keep yourself busy, healthy, right? Let's put it like that.
Yeah, because being overworked is also not good, right? So there has to be a balance. And I think I've been overworked many times in my life. So it's really good to keep that balance. It's super important. But I guess living my life, even though it's hard to get used to it, but your life keeps moving and you have to keep moving with it. You can't just stay behind just because you're at home. But I did acknowledge that it will be hard for everyone, including myself. And that's why I asked my followers, what can I do to help you during quarantine? What can I do to help you feel better? And that's when the whole workout situation started happening. And yeah, and it was like, I did it to motivate them and they motivated me. And it just became something that now, even if quarantine is over, I'm going to keep doing, because I've realized how important that habit is. And then also, I have a job right now, so I'm keeping myself busy however I can. And I know that it's hard finding a job right now for so many people, that we're in a crisis, but we have to make the most of it, I think, or try at least.
Absolutely. Very nice. Amazing. I think that it is very inspiring to hear like how much you have tried to add value within all this time, and how much and how beautiful it is to see that all your adding value has brought you a lot of fulfillment as well, right? Which is in theory really what Share Nest is all about, right? The idea of creating a platform that we really believe that each one of us have a unique talent that we can bring to the world. And if we find that and we bring that out, an hour of our time, 2 hours of our time for the world, that would give us not only, an opportunity to help the world, but also to help ourselves. And I think that your live experience of all that, and I think that everything that you have shared has just it's amazing to see it. Very, very inspiring.
Thank you. And I want to give a shout out to Shareness, because I think a big part of life is evolving and getting used to situations. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I did think at one point, what's gonna happen with Shareness? What's gonna happen with the organizations? What's gonna happen with all the people who need help, who can't get help right now? And then when you reached out to me and you told me, Shareness, we're going to be able to get involved from home, do this challenge of making change from home, I thought, this is what the world needs. This is what people need right now. If you have spare time, why not use it to help someone else? So I think it's great that you evolved in that sense, and it's wonderful.
One thing that we're trying to do, is like to really invite more people to pledge to commit, a certain time of their week or certain time of their month to give back, right? Because I think that imagine a world, right, that if 1 billion people will be giving back an hour of their service, of their talent to the world, how better the world will be, And I think that if we can get inspired by people like you, that have lived and had experience, that the joy, because many people, I'm just helping is like a burden, but there's so much joy in what you have expressed now that I think it's very, very unique. So to conclude, what would be your I guess, your message, your motivational message to the people now at home that, we're in Miami. Miami situation has just gone worse, right? As things seem that are going to be cleared out, there was hope, and all of a sudden, boom, right? What is your final like motivation, either mantra or motivation speech that you think you want to pass to your followers, to the audience, and whoever is ever going to see this video in the future?
That's a hard question. Give me a second.
No problem. Take your time.
I'd say be patient. I want to leave you with the word patience. Be patient. Don't rush going out. Don't rush getting your life back how it is. It's not going to be the way it was a while ago for a while now. This is a situation that no one expected. It will be difficult for many of us. Many have lost jobs, loved ones, everything, So you need a lot of patience. We're all going to need a lot of patience to deal with this. And I think focus on the things that you want to change, because now what we're seeing is a lot of inner change within us, right? We're noticing the things about the world that we want to help, whether that is helping the environment, because now you're seeing all the animals come out and take charge of the earth again, or whether it is helping other people through ShareNest or through any other organization or application. Find your purpose and make it happen, but with patience.
Very nice, very much. And I think to add that, I would say that as you find your passion to work in yourself, to go through this process, to make the right choices, you can also keep in your mind the concept of how can I add value. I think if you're busy to this second, how can I add value to my life, to others, and you use the combination of I'm adding value, but I'm doing with patience, right? Because then the patient comes the simplicity of the eyes, the simplicity of the smart choices. I think we can have like a very unique, special formula to give it to the world so they can thrive in these troubled times.
Yes.
So anyway, Kata, was amazing. I think super inspiring. I hope that the people that watched us had enjoyed. I can only wish for you a phenomenal career future. I hope to see you on TV one day and say, listen, I interviewed her when she only had 10,000 or 20,000 followers, but tomorrow is going to be millions and millions. And hopefully continue doing good, because I think that part of your success is, I guarantee, is 100% attached to all the giving back that you do to your audience, that you do to your school, that you do to your family and community. So I congratulate you on everything that you're doing and wish you amazing luck. And again, thank you so much for giving back your time in this interview, and hopefully inspire more people to share their talent in the world. And if anybody obviously is interested, you can just go to sharenest.com and register, or the platform is coming up in the next hopefully month and a half per se, and with the goal and ambition to really just foster more contribution, foster more giving back, so we can have more beautiful smiles like that in the world, and people happy and passionate and doing great things.
Thank you for having me, for your time, for reaching out to me. Thank you for what you're doing, because you're contributing good to the world, and that's what we need, especially now, but always. So my message to everyone is find your mission and carry it out with patience and get involved. And if ShareNest is going to help you do that, go ahead and do it.
Amazing.
Thank you
so
Have
much.
a good day.
You too.